Part 1 of 2. Am I the a-hole for telling my mother she hasn't been my mom since I was 5 and I don't owe her anything? When I, 24 female, was 5, my mother had her second child, my sister. We have different dads and neither was involved when we were kids. My sister was born prematurely and this is when my mother went from being my mom to being an almost stranger to me. She spent all her time at the hospital with my sister and I was passed around from friends to family and even to strangers my mother and I didn't know, because an aunt would hand me over to someone in her husband's family or a family friend would pass me on to their friend. My sister was in the hospital for months and had many complications from being born so early, so was one of the youngest preemies in the hospital's history. When she started to get strong enough to go home, complications due to her stomach were found and that required more time and more treatments. My mother was in and out of the hospital with her for the next couple of years as they performed surgeries and gave treatments when she would get sick. At that point, even when my mother was home with my sister, she would keep me somewhere else normally, and the times I was home with her I was left alone and her focus was my sister. Then when my sister was 2 she was diagnosed with leukemia and that resulted in more treatments, more hospital visits and just never ever seeing them. By the time I was 10 my